Hello and welcome to another Smaulgld live stream. Tonight is, well, you know what night it is. It's St. Patrick's Day. It is the 17th of March 2019. And let me give you a little secret. A lot of people be asking me, when is St. Patrick's Day this year? Well, I have to tell them, don't be daft. It's always on the 17th of March. That's the day of the death of St. Patrick's. Just so you know, it is St. Patrick's Day today, all day, every day. So, tonight we're going to have some fun. This is Seamus McGee standing in for Louis. He's given over to me the old, the reins to the show. So I'm standing in, or actually I'm sitting down now, enjoying myself a nice cold brew and enjoying myself. And I hope you all going to enjoy yourselves tonight, because we're going to have ourselves a time. Oh yes we are. We're going to look at the gold, the silver. We're going to look at all the prices. Now let's take a look now. I mean, a lot of you now are interested in the gold. And I'm interested in gold too, especially at the end of the putt of the rainbow. But let's take a look now. I think that the gold price is opening. Yes, I think that the gold is trading right now $13. No, it's trading at $1,302 and $2. $1,302. And the silver price is also at $15.27. These are not good prices. They're not going up, they're not going down, but it's St. Patrick's Day. It's lucky if they don't go anywhere. Alright, so let's see what we've got next here. Right. Alright. So the other day there were two excuse me. Right. Have you got silver derangement syndrome? Well, you never know with these people. They've got it. You know, lots of people have been getting silver derangement syndrome, and I noticed it. And there was a story out today, and his name was Salivate Metal. He's a grand man, and he was talking about the silver derangement syndrome. What is silver derangement syndrome? Well, there's people out there. There's people that think that silver is going to change the world, and I'm not sure that it's going to do that, but the people are thinking that it's going to do it, and they think that JP Morgan's got all the silver lined up and they're going to store it and stack it, and the next thing you know it's going to skyrocket. But don't believe it. Don't believe it. If you believe that, you've got the silver derangement syndrome. That's what Lowe's been saying. He's been saying this, it's not true. And you know, there's this people out there, the sheeple. The people that are thinking that the silver price is going to go skyrocketing. And it's not going to go skyrocketing, he says, because these people, they're believing in things that don't really exist, like leprechauns. But today, Louis was saying to someone that 90% of the silver people, they follow in the silver, they actually think that JP Morgan's got 500, 600, maybe 700 million ounces of the stuff. I don't believe it. He doesn't believe it either. And there's no proof for it at all that JP Morgan's carrying on with silver. No, it's not. But you know, the people that do this, they've got the silver derangement syndrome. And they call in the other people, he says. The people that follow the mainstream media, that they listen to this stuff. And he says, they call the people that do this the sheeple. They just listen to what they hear on the radio. They listen to a lot of things, these people, and they don't understand that they're really just sheeple themselves when they believe this rubbish about JP Morgan in the silver. Now, Laura was telling me that there's another story out there, Salivate Metal. He was talking about this, what's this, silver derangement syndrome. Louis giving me all the show notes, so I've got them all down, but sometimes it's difficult for me because I'm not a DJ. I'm not a guy who stands in front of a microphone. I'm normally standing in front of a bar. But anyway, so silver derangement syndrome. This is what Salivate Metal's talking about today. And Louis talking about it before. He talks about gold in the silver derangement syndrome. Now, Louis wanted me to show you an example of silver derangement syndrome. There's this fella here, he says, when the DOJ has someone from JP Morgan that has testified to manipulation of the silver and gold markets. I call that evidence, he says. Lewis, that's Louis, he pissed off a bunch of people. He pissed a bunch of people off with his interview he did. He should just stick to selling mugs and pumping Bitcoin. And Louis writes back to this guy. Listen to the SGG interview again. Unlike Sal, I do not deny the manipulation of silver. I deny that JP Morgan has 500 to 800 million ounces of the stuff, and there's no evidence of that. Why does an interview about the gold silver ratio piss people off? Is it silver derangement syndrome that Sal suggests? So I think the people are just, they got the silver derangement syndrome. Alright then, let's take a look now over at the cryptocurrencies. I don't know much about the cryptocurrencies. I'm just going to read you the prices. Louis told me you got to read the prices of the cryptocurrencies. I don't understand what the hell they are. But I'll tell you then, there's this thing called a Bitcoin. And it looks like it's trading at $3,000, $968, and it's unchanged. There's another thing called Ethereum. And now Ethereum's at $138.28. There's another one here called Litecoin. It is $60.36. And another one called Bitcoin Cash. And that is at $153.52. Now he's given me some stories here about Venezuela. And there's some story now that the blackout in Venezuela, because of the blackout, there's been a use of Bitcoin. It's been going down 40%. And this is really making a big impact on the country. And Louis notes that the blackout coincided with Venezuela setting up of that Bitcoin and Litecoin remittance site. Now he told me he was over on the SGT report and they were talking about it, and I think the title of the episode was "What Will You Be Holding When the Dollar Dies?" and he's mentioning this exact fact. Let's have a listen. The only interesting thing also about Venezuela, the electricity went down. Now it's probably harder to transact in that Bitcoin and Litecoin. It's also harder to mine that Bitcoin and Litecoin. So that's why some people are suspecting sabotage, because they can't shut them out of the SWIFT system. Now they have to shut them out of the Bitcoin and Litecoin. But how do you do that? Because you don't need permission to use those currencies. Well, you do need some type of electrical device and to mine it, and you do need it to transact it.
Yeah, that's interesting. I hadn't even thought of that. Huh.
Well, it sounds like Louis stumped SGT report on that one. He'd out-conspiracized them, I suppose. Okay, what else do we got to look at now? Louis got a lot of stories he lined up. You know, he should be working tonight. I shouldn't be working, but I really appreciate being here tonight with you all. And we're going to make a time of it, we are. Oh, now, I know you all liked this guy mugs, and Louis wanted me to show you we've got this guy mugs on sale, but we've also now got this guy t-shirts. Now, the t-shirts are very fine looking t-shirts. If you look at them on the front, they look like a normal Smaulgld t-shirt, but if you flip them over on the back side, look at that, this guy. Be the first one on your block to have a this guy Smaulgld t-shirt. You can order them. The links are below this video, so please check them out. We'd really appreciate it if you bought one of these t-shirts. Maybe you buy a few of them, hand them around the pub. Okay, now there's some news out today. There's a woman now. She's going to run for president, and I believe she's got some Irish in her. Her name is Kirsten Gillibrand. And she's one of the people. She's announced. Oh, I see. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought she was no. Sorry. Kirsten Gillibrand. Oh, she's running for president, and but the story about her is, I forgot to tell you what the story was. I was a bit confused. I'm looking at her face and I'm wondering, do I recognise this lass? And I don't. What I know about her is that her name is Kirsten Gillibrand, but the notes here say that she's Irish. She can't be Irish because her name is Kirsten Gillibrand. But then I see here that Louis left me a note. Her name, her grandmother, her maternal grandmother's name was Dorothy Polly Noonan. Now that's an Irish name, yes it is. So we have an Irish woman running for president. She announced it today. What else do we have today in the news? Now, the other night I heard that Louis was talking about Beto O'Rourke, a fellow Irishman. Well, there's a couple of things about that are very interesting. Now I know that Bernie Sanders reads the poetry of Beto O'Rourke, and if you'd like, I might read a bit of his poetry myself. But apparently this story about Buff My Balls that Beto had written a while back, the story is a bit embarrassing for him because he sounds a bit naff. And it looked like he had talked to, or someone had talked to the Reuters, and they decided they weren't going to release this story about his poetry. But it got out now, and people are making fun of him. And I don't think it's the right thing, but it is a bit of a daft poem. Now, you know, today is St. Patrick's Day, and that's why I'm here, and it's a grand time to be here, you know, but I'm a bit disturbed about a couple of things that I saw. Now, to the credit of the White House, they're talking about Happy St. Patrick's Day, and they put out a very nice indeed, greetings for the people that are Irish and people that are just celebrating St. Patrick's Day like we all are tonight. But take a look at this and tell me what you think. I think this is I don't want to say it, but I think it's a bit anti-Irish because the GOP put this out today, and it says, on this St. Patty's Day, a special message from noted Irishman Robert Francis O'Rourke. Now they've got the guy in a silly Irish hat, and it says, please drink responsibly. I think what they're talking about here is maybe they're trying to indicate that the Irish people have a problem with the drink. And I'm not sure this is the right way to go for the GOP to be talking about Irishman Robert Francis O'Rourke and drinking responsibly. You tell me what you guys think. But I think now it may be time. Well, yeah, I think it is. I think it's that time that Louis calls Veronica. Uh-oh. We got a moron here.
Presenting the distinguished international news commentator and foreign correspondent,
Smaulgld. This has been an extraordinary week in world affairs.
No, I told Hillary Clinton that that's moronic.
Now, what do we have here that's moronic? We're going to have to take a look at some of the really stupid things that go on in the world. I think we're going to have to take a trip to France. Now, France is a place where they've got a guy named Macron, and he's a bit of a wanker, I think. And look what's going on in this country. They got people running around in yellow vests, looting and rioting and burning things and throwing things at the cops. And meanwhile, Macron is sitting down, stuffing his craw at a big old banquet. But at least they're not showing the cake. And here's one of Louis' buddies saying, live monitored. Macron needs to learn the optics of politics. And that he truly does. Because he's having a good time while his country is burning. Okay, what else do we've got in the news then? I think that's all we've got. So I want to leave you with a couple of proverbs, some Irish proverbs. Then we're going to take a look at what, if you've got any comments, we're going to take a look. But may the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. And may the sun shine warm upon your face, and rain fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the hollow of his hand. And with that, I'm going to say goodnight to you all and happy St. Patrick's Day, and thank you for joining me, and see if you've got any comments. Well, it doesn't look like we've got any comments. Scott, dude, he's not using a small gold mug. No, he's not at all. All right. Oh, there are the comments. There are all the comments. Got plenty of comments here. All right. Leprechauns don't want a pot of silver, says De La Ville. That's right. They like gold, as Louis might tell you. They treasure it. You never heard going for the pot of silver at the end of the rainbow. No. Daily Coin is here. He says, not the sky again. No. And Crypto Shrugged author is here, and he's saying good evening. And Prashanti Girl is here. And Crypto Shrugged is having his Guinness and his Jameson tonight. Andrew just bought this guy. You bought the URL, did you? Well, you're going to have to populate it with all of Louis' shirts and beers. And oh, who's talking about the beer? We're talking about his beer mugs. And Prashanti Girl saying, happy St. Patrick's Day. Seamus is on point here. Okay, JR Innovations is here. I was warned about JR Innovations. He's always going on about the cryptocurrencies and the devil. He says, what's going to happen to Bitcoin and Litecoin when JP Morgan coin comes out? That's stable and widely accepted. I don't know. I really don't know. Mark Battaglia, he's joining in. Shut up, JRL. You friggin' broken record, man. And Prashanti Girls, she's having a laugh at him. Well, I don't know what's going to happen to anything, because I'm just an Irishman who's sitting in for Louis tonight. And oh, looks like Lewis has been gossiping to Seamus about JRL. No, I'm not gossiping. I don't know anything about JRL. I don't know anything about Louis, really, other than he's having me sit here tonight. Daily Coin says he's suffering with that silver derangement syndrome. Is there a guy that can help me out? I don't know. I don't know if you've got the silver derangement syndrome. You may be stuck with it. And Mark says, fools annoy me. You never suffer fools lightly, do you, Mark? Then, and when you hear people going on about things that they don't know anything about, well, then I suppose it's okay to lose your temper. But I would suggest, silver derangement syndrome is bad until it pumps again. No worries if you're a long-term tinker. I was once a tinker, but I gave it up, moved to the States, and now I'm here, sitting here, living the life of Riley. All right, do we've got any more comments? Silver is beautiful, says JR Innovations. Okay, well, this is not hostile tonight. But if I haven't got any more comments, I'll be heading down the road. So, may the wind always be at your back, and I want to wish you all a happy St. Patrick's Day. Have a good evening. Good night.